my name is Christina Lawton, and I'm with Group 3, and we are reviewing the Intermediary Wells Fargo and Company. Wells Fargo is one of the top 5 biggest intermediaries in the United States. They have over $1.97 trillion in assets, over 70 million employees, and over 266,000 customers. They service banking, insurance, investments, mortgages, and customer and consumer finances. In 2017, Wells Fargo joined the Payments, Virtual Solutions, and Innovation Group, and that's where they really instilled emphasis on emerging technologies. This includes artificial intelligence, different app programs like their Zelle app that they use now for transferring money, and in other such things that they're doing more research and development for. The CNN Business Overview defined Wells Fargo's operations into certain segments: community banking, wholesale banking, wealth and investment management, and some other distribution banking needs. The community banking includes things that we do every day: savings accounts, checking accounts, credit cards, debit cards, student loans, automobile loans, small business financing, things like that. Wholesale banking provides more solutions to businesses across the United States and even globally. Their wealth and investment management is one of the top portfolios in the country. They do a lot of investment management for families, whether it be trusts and things like that, or just wills and retirement products. Wells Fargo really is for innovation in social responsibility. So back in 2013, they uncovered a scandal with Wells Fargo. And basically what happened is employees, tellers, and bank managers were opening up accounts without the client's knowledge. And they were doing this because Wells Fargo implemented cross-selling. And cross-selling was trying to incorporate more diversified portfolios for their clients. So not just have a savings account or a checking account with the company, but have wealth management with the company and be more diversified with the company in itself. And this gave Wells Fargo an advantage to be able to reduce risk. They were able to see, what their clients were able to do and could be a little bit, more risk averse and better, be able to better take care of their clients and give them the services they need. And they would develop a better relationship and in turn be able to do more for them. This kind of came around and backfired on them. So with this, they put into quotas for the tellers and the bank managers that had to hit a certain quota, and there was a huge profit availability if they hit those quotas. So the tellers and the bank managers were doing everything possible to hit those numbers so they could make that big money. And so what they started doing is forging people's signatures and opening up accounts without their knowledge. And so this came into sight in 2013, and there's a huge scandal of it. In fact, Netflix they have 3 goals that they work by, and that's workforce diversity and inclusion, marketplace, and advocacy. So for the workplace diversity and inclusion, of course, they want a culture with inclusive policies and programs to attract, develop, engage, and retain the best talent. For the marketplace, they integrate diversity and inclusion into business decisions made every day, including how to increase work diversity with their suppliers. Advocacy, they demonstrate leadership and commitment through interactions in both vendors and suppliers. These 3 goals have brought on great results. 45% of their US workforce is ethically or racially diverse. 55.2% of their global workforce are women. 8,800 plus are veterans. Their goals work, and they have devoted themselves to be diverse and to improve their reputation from 2013. Wells Fargo has everything implemented that needs to be implemented to make their clients money, their customers' safety, ethically treating their employees well with diversity and equality, and they have a great mix of women in their workforce. Now, their board of directors is a 10-to-3 ratio, men versus women, but I'm hoping they're looking to change that as well.
Hello, everyone. My name is Libertad Macias, and I will be discussing Wells Fargo's attitude towards risk as well as the CEO compensation. So, as with any other bank, an investment in Wells Fargo does involve some risks. Luckily, Wells Fargo has determined that there are 5 risk areas that could particularly impact their operations as well as their profits. And those risk areas include liquidity risk, credit risk, market risk, operational risk, and compliance risk. So, when it comes to liquidity risk, the primary goal that Wells Fargo has is to ensure that they are meeting contractual obligations and cash commitments. When it comes to credit risk, Wells Fargo has created allowances through a charge to its earnings. As far as market risk goes, Wells Fargo does use a lot of VAR statistical measures, and they do a lot of forecasting in order to adjust the market risk appetite as they deem appropriate. Um, Next, when it comes to operational risk, Wells Fargo has stated that one of the major risks in this area includes their information system security. So they have taken additional steps and controls to protect things such as networks, computers, data, and software from unauthorized access and from other information system attacks. And lastly, one of the goals that Wells Fargo does have when it comes to compliance risk is to ensure that they're meeting federal laws and regulations. And they have done particularly well in this area, considering when COVID-19 started at the start of the pandemic, they quickly implemented safety measures in order to protect their customers, their employees, and their partners. So the CEO for Wells Fargo is Charles Scharf, and in 2020 he did have a reported salary of $20.3 million. And although this is a substantial amount of money, he did get a 12% pay cut due to the decline of profitability in stock from Wells Fargo. His pay was primarily determined by how well he has handled some of the existing issues that the bank has had over the past several years. And then some other things that went into consideration when his pay was determined included some of the new executives that he had recruited, as well as a new restructuring program that he had set into motion. And this restructuring program is very important because apparently it will produce billions of dollars worth of cost savings. When it comes to profitability, Wells Fargo did experience some differences when comparing 2020 to 2019. For example, some of the areas that increased were net income, total assets, total interest generating assets, and the total efficiency rate. So those are the areas that improved in 2020. As far as some of the benchmarks go, 2020 was not as good as 2019. So, for example, where the benchmark for ROE is 10%, they were meeting this benchmark in 2019, but in 2020 they were only able to create a 1.8 percentage in this area. As far as ROA goes, that percentage was only 0.20 in 2020. And as far as NIM goes, the benchmark for that was 3%, and Wells Fargo was able to actually meet that benchmark in 2020. Same goes for the efficiency rate. The benchmark was set at 60% or lower, and unfortunately, they did not meet that benchmark as they ended the period with an 80% efficiency rate. So when looking at stock prices and valuation, we can see that on April 19, 2021, Wells Fargo's stock was $43.88. The 52-week high was at a $44.40, while the 52-week low was $20.76. Their latest PE ratio was $27.57. And the last dividend that was paid on March 1st, 2021 was 0. Or 10 cents per share. Fargo continues to be a leader in the banking industry. They have shown great potential when it comes to innovation and social responsibility. They have a great code of ethics and conduct. And overall, Wells Fargo does focus a lot on risk management. So for that reason, we believe that Wells Fargo is a responsible investor. And if given the opportunity, we would invest in the bank.